Now, we've got a couple of little things to discuss here.
Yes, I noticed.
No mutant projects were confirmed at Comic-Con.
Well, I suppose it's also, I presume, is you including Deadpool.
Yes. But what was very interesting is Kevin Feige did an interview straight afterwards. And someone went, so the phase is moving quite quickly now. Is it going to be phase 10 or phase X? To which Kevin Feige said, you want to wait till phase 10 for the X-Men? I was kind of hoping we could get them in a bit sooner than that.
Ooh.
Some of them untitled projects are going to be X-Men projects.
Okay. I also love
guarantee it.
That interviewer is fucking smart because they knew that they didn't want to wait till phase 10. Yeah. They were like, oh, this is a great way to play on it.
If him going, I don't want to wait that long is gold dust.
I think you're right. I think phase 6 is going to have some X-Men and stuff. Yeah. It's got to.
The next saga after Multiverse Saga is going to be more focused around the X-Men. But they're going to start teeing that up in phase 6.
I also, to the people that are like, oh, Deadpool 3's not been put anywhere. My thought, well, it's either this is their way of being like, look, Deadpool is separate.
I think Deadpool is going to be kept separate.
Or I wonder if it's not that Deadpool's separate. I think maybe they are like, Deadpool is in this world, but Deadpool's just doing his own thing. And when the film's ready and the film's good to go, they'll slot it in where it can.
Yeah.
And they're less worried about it being part of the MCU timeline, like the whole MCM thing.
They know that film's going to do insanely well no matter what, so just let it run.
I think what you'll get is Deadpool 3, in my opinion, I think will be connected to the MCM. And they'll do their usual little like drop hints of things. And whether it's them drop hinting about the X-Men films that maybe get announced or we have details on by the time the film comes out, maybe it's some of that. And maybe Deadpool does get brought in properly when we're in the X-Men era. But yeah, Deadpool 3 not being on there is not a massive surprise,
not a
really.
Concern. Yeah, we know it's being worked on. I'm not worried. One thing I am worried about, or was, I'm not so much now.
Okay.
Armour Wars disappeared from everything.
Yeah, I didn't realize this.
Yeah, Armour Wars was supposed to be coming out this year and then got delayed because of COVID and stuff. Cool. And then it just seems to have disappeared. So I was a little bit worried, like, oh, maybe because Armour Wars is going to be a lot of Riri Williams already, or was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, maybe they've got rid of it and they're going to spread that story out over Secret Invasion, Black Panther, and then Ironheart.
Yeah.
But the writer of Armour Wars has been on Instagram and confirmed that the project has been scrapped.
So that also could be one of these untitled.
So Armour Wars is still alive.
And it's a TV series, isn't it?
Yes. So if, like me, you're one of the people who's very excited for Armour Wars, do not fear. The show's not done yet. We will get it at some point.
I'll be 100% honest. Until I read our notes for today's episode and saw you said Armour Wars mysteriously disappeared, I'd not even had a second thought about it.
And that's the thing. A lot of people... I've just realised I spelled mysteriously. Completely wrong. Fine. That's embarrassing.
You could have got away with not saying anything about that.
Yeah. Come on. No filter.
There was so much going on.
I was quite sad when I realised it was gone. Because that's a project that looks a bit off the wall that I was really fucking hyped for.
Okay.
And I'm glad to know that it's not completely dead in the water.
If with it being not cancelled, I do wonder if they're just like it wasn't shown obviously this time because they've moved it to phase 6, but obviously they don't want to.
Or maybe there's going to be other stuff in phase 5 and they just didn't want to overload people.
Maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if they move it to phase 6 though, as one of the untitled ones, and it's just easier for them to kind of take it off the docket till it's time to put it back on.
Because if you look, phase 5 is like 18-ish months long. No, a little bit shorter than that. 15 months long. And that's only got 11 projects. And they're squeezing 10 into a year for phase 6.
Okay, so looking at it, because obviously it's a TV show. There's one TV in spring, 2 summer, 1 fall, 1 winter.
I think Armour Wars ends up being sent out after Captain America
As summer.
to cover that gap.
So maybe it'll be classed as in Phase 5.
But not the end of Phase 5.
Yeah, it'd be like timeline-wise, it's...
Because I think that the unwritten rule is phases start and end with TV shows. With films, sorry. Not
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
shows.
But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Which would have been the case had they not retroactively made Far From Home Phase 3 and not Phase 4 for no apparent reason.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's still... Well, I think by D23, when these, like as we're predicting, these other unannounced shows or films get kind of confirmed, it could be one of them. And if it's not, I think they'll tell us where it fits in.
Yeah.
By that point, maybe that's what they're now trying to figure out, is where to slot it in best.